Hey guys, welcome back to Bald Father Bets. So give you a quick recap of last night, Thursday Night Football, and then give you our play for tonight, the college football playoff, the first ever home college football playoff game between Indiana and Notre Dame. But first, please make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel, notifications on, so you get our posts, and just support this channel, like, share, comment on the video. Anything we can do to grow our subscriber base, get in the YouTube algorithm, want to grow our community. That's really the only thing we're looking to do. Never ask anyone to pay for these picks, always keep them free. Just want to grow the channel as much as we can. So last night, Thursday Night Football, where we had the Chargers for 5 units for a win. What a game. What a game. It was a little scary there early. Chargers played a very, very soft defense in order to try and compensate for some of the corners that were out, made adjustments, started attacking the run, but in doing so and making adjustments, also was able to get to Bo Nix a few times to get him off schedule in enough of his throws in order to come back in that game and win. Once the Chargers offense got rolling, you saw the impact of Denver's top two corners being out, and they were able to get the pass game going, and then Chargers kind of took over there. I was laughing because the way things have been going, man, if we had been on the Broncos +3 or +3 at 3.5, I mean, imagine how mad we would have been, and just how par for the past few weeks that would have been, where Chargers had the ball up 3. All they need to do is get a first down, and then they can start killing the clock, and they score a touchdown to go up by 10. But we were on the Chargers, so we were on the right side of that one, so got us back in the win column. So that's 2. Monday night we split 1-1 in our picks, and then Thursday night we got a win. So hopefully we were back with a little bit of momentum. So tonight, looking at this college football playoff game, this is really going to come down to whether or not you think IU's number one ranked run defense in the country is fraudulent or not. So if they are not fraudulent, then they should be able to hold and contain Notre Dame's run game, which would put the game on Riley Leonard's shoulders, and I don't think even Notre Dame fan would tell you that they would be confident in that. If they are fraudulent and Notre Dame's able to run the ball, there's a very good chance Notre Dame wins this one going away quite easy. If they are not fraudulent and Riley Leonard has to win this game throwing the ball, there's a very good chance that IU will win outright. Now, one of the things, too, that you're looking at with maybe IU does have truly a non-fraudulent run defense, but Notre Dame runs off tackle. That's like they're the best that you can even picture in your mind, right? Like Riley Leonard takes the ball, hands it up to Jeremiah Love, he gets around, they set the edge, they're off tackle, and then they get down the field down the sideline. IU's run defense up front, they run stunts, they do shifts, and then the linebackers are very attacking with run blitzes. So if they're taking angles oftentimes towards the center of the field, towards the ball carrier. If the off-tackle run gets around those backers, the stunts get the defensive lineman out of position, and Notre Dame's able to break off a few, there's a chance that IU has to pull back on that run defense, and then everything that makes IU's run defense great is gone. And so then that's when Notre Dame starts to get, 4 yards a carry, 5 yards a carry, 5 yards a carry, 6 yards a carry, 4 yards a carry, and then the game's gone there too. So this really all comes down to how IU's run defense is going to perform. Because on the flip side of this, Notre Dame has what is considered to be one of the best passing offenses statistically, but I do think that is fraudulent. Notre Dame's best wins this year came against like Louisville, came against Georgia Tech, came against Texas A&M, came against Army, came against Navy, came all against teams which were not really passing offenses, especially when they played them, they were not passing offenses. They wanted to run the ball and then kind of set up a pass. It wasn't anything that took advantage of Notre Dame's secondary. The game where they went up against a team that could pass was USC. And USC had significant passing and offensive yardage in that game. They just threw the 2 99-yard and 100-yard pick sixes and lost the game by 14. If you do that, you're probably going to lose the game. But USC exposed them on the defensive side of the ball for really. I mean, the passing defense was not there. So I do think Curtis Rourke and the Indiana offense will have success against this team, given that the offensive line doesn't have a complete collapse the way that they did against Ohio State. And I don't think they will. Notre Dame has a good defense. Notre Dame has a very good defensive line, but they're not an Ohio State defense. Like, make no mistake about it. Ohio State is top two defenses in the country along with Texas. Notre Dame's good, but they're not that. So I do think IU will have success on offense in this game. So then for the pick, and real quick before I give that, line is 6.5, 7, or 7.5. So if you're gonna take Notre Dame, make sure you get it at 6.5. If you're gonna take IU, make sure you get the 7.5, because obviously those are extremely key numbers, right? Going over the second most important number in football betting at 7, obviously the most important being 3. You guys know that. And my favorite's 4. You guys also know that. But going over that number, either under it or over it, is very, very important. We like IU. We like Indiana here. I like Cignetti in this situation. I like that IU had the letdown against Ohio State. And as much as everyone is talking about IU's strength of schedule, yes, they did not play a good strength of schedule. We were all over Ohio State when they played them. There's a lack of talk of Notre Dame's strength of schedule, but it's a similar situation. Really, the most impressed I was with the team was going to USC on the last week of the year and dominating USC on the ground the way that they did. But I mean, USC was a dead team. And now you look at the offseason and you see all the stuff that's happening with USC and all the players transferring out and the fact that they lost all their big-time recruits. I mean, that last week of the season, now you understand truly how dead of a team they were, and they still almost won that game. Again, 200-yard and 99-yard pick six. That's the reason they lost. So I don't necessarily 100% trust Notre Dame, and I do trust Rourke more than I trust Leonard here. I know the environment's going to be tough to overcome. Been watching game day. I mean, you can feel the energy through the TV. You can see how hype it is. You know, the snow's there, touchdown Jesus, all that stuff. But I like Indiana, and I'm a very big believer here that the 4-way money line parlay, while not being a bad play if you get 2-to-1 odds, because you're talking about all teams that are favored above 7, I don't necessarily think it's going to hit. And I think one of these teams is going to get the upset. And from a standpoint of geographical location, being able to play in cold weather, match up against the other team, the team that on paper has the best chance to get that done is IU. You know, you have SMU going up against Penn State. They're a team from Dallas traveling to Happy Valley. Weather's supposed to be in the 20s tomorrow. You have a Clemson team traveling to Texas that everywhere except for quarterback is very overmatched. You know, Cade Klubnik is better than Quinn Ewers right now, but outside of that, everything that Clemson wants to do, Texas is elite at. I mean, they expose all Clemson's weaknesses. And then in that last game, Tennessee at Ohio State, I mean, that's probably the next one. I think that could potentially be primed for an outright upset, but I think people are making a little bit too much of, you know, Ohio State's downfall and all those things right now, and kind of forgetting that Tennessee wasn't all that impressive, especially with a passing game to end the season. So I like IU here. We're gonna take the plus 7.5 with IU, and we're gonna do that one for 5 units. It's college football playoff. Let's have some fun. So that's it for tonight, guys. Enjoy college football playoff, and we will be back at you tomorrow, where we will pick the other 3 remaining games, as well as the 2 NFL games that we have on the Texans plus 3.5, 5 units. So 1 pick's already in. Texans have a very fierce pass rush, and I do not trust the Kansas City tackles to hold up. You guys have heard me talk about Kansas City's inability to protect Mahomes. They got him hurt last week. I think he will get hit, which means there's a very good chance you're going to see Carson Wentz in this game. It's why I wasn't willing to take it when it was Kansas City plus the points, because even if he played, I don't think he's going to be 100%, and I think he's going to get hit. And now that you're getting 3 and a hook with the Texans, and kind of a need-it game for them, I like the Texans here. So Texans plus 3.5, 5 units. So that's it for tonight, guys. We will be back, like I said, tomorrow to pick the other 3 remaining college football games, as well as the other NFL game between the Steelers and the Ravens. Enjoy the first ever home college football playoff game. Hopefully you guys are starting to enjoy your Christmas time and holiday time, and you're with your families. And appreciate you very much for supporting the channel. And let's go Hoosiers.